go in there and stand by it. Can you smile? All right, welcome to my 2026 in the bag video. You might be seeing or hearing my family a little bit here, but that's all part of the fun in my opinion. So I'm gonna take you through my bag for the 2026 season. 50% Goliath discs, and I'm gonna keep it short and sweet, not 15 minutes like a lot of the other in the bag videos. So with that being said, let's get right into it. So starting off with putters, throwing putters that is, I got 3, and I kind of took inspiration from Kevin Kiefer with Supreme Flight. If you've seen that video, he basically simplifies it down to just 3 types of disc per category. So like for putters, mids, fairways, and drivers. 1 understable disc, 1 pretty neutral disc, and then 1 overstable disc, and that way you can just kind of mix and match for what you need. So my understable disc is the Envy, flies pretty much whatever angle you put it on, it flies and holds that line. My neutral disc is the Waymaker from Goliath, and then the Pillar from Goliath is super overstable. So a little bit of everything for my throwing putters. Mids is where it gets kind of crazy. So I got 6 mids, and they do follow that same philosophy that I just talked about, but there's a little bit more variation here. I probably throw the most mids right now, so that's why I have 6 of them in the bag. But starting off with the Gyra from Goliath, this is probably the most... Nice shot, buddy. Vince is throwing his mini discs here. You want to show the camera your mini one?
No.
Okay. Okay, make a big one. Nice shot. Gyra is probably the most understable, followed by the Buzz SS. I almost kept 2 of these in the bag, but I'm sticking with just 1. I also have the Melita I'm trying out, which pretty much flies dead straight if I put it straight. The other 2 are more hyzer flip. The Mako, same thing. I love this disc so much. Mako 3, dead straight, just like the numbers say. Love the Redemption from Goliath. This is my more overstable disc, so good for fighting wind and just control. And then the Samson. Another thing I'm doing with my bag this year is I have pretty much 1 utility disc per category. So for throwing putters, mids, and then fairways and drivers, where it's pretty much forehand only. So a lot of my upshots, I do prefer to throw a forehand versus a backhand. I'm just more forehand dominant that way. So the Samson from Goliath is my forehand upshot disc for the mids. Nice throw, buddy. Moving over to fairways now. Before we get into the fairway drivers though, I do want to just shout out Goliath discs again. I got a couple sweet Goliath discs here I'll talk about for my fairways, but go to their shop. You can use code CQ10 for 10% off. They are amazing. Their plastic feels so nice. Their premium plastic, and even their base plastic, which I'll talk about with my putting putters too. But yeah, check out Goliath discs. I'm loving the partnership this year. 10% off, code CQ10. All right, so first up with the fairways, I got the Sphinx. This is a very understable disc. This one pretty much flies straight, a little hyzer, and it flips up and turns over to the right. Yeah, I'm liking this disc a lot for control. Next up, stability-wise, probably for me is the Enoch right now, flying a little bit more straight. And then the Arc is just after that, where I do find the Arc a little bit more stable, at least in this NXT plastic. I love both discs. I especially love the Arc for a little forehand shot, but my ultimate forehand go-to disc for approach shots, and even 250 plus off the tee sometimes, is the Felon. Super overstable. Like, I can rip on this thing with as much torque as I want and it will never turn over for forehand. So probably one of my most used discs right here. All right, getting to the end now, we got the drivers. So I carrying 2 Raptures. This is probably right now my favorite mold of Goliath, besides my putting putters, which we'll talk about. But I'm loving both Raptures. I think they look super cool in this like metal flake type of thing. I got 1 Twin Swords from Yakun discs, which is just kind of like a nostalgic disc from about 3 summers ago when I first started playing. This is one of the first discs that I ever got my hands on. And then my favorite non-Goliath mold right now has got it, well, either this or the Buzz SS, but the Nuke, this is my go-to driver for anything 300, 350 plus. I can really rip on a Nuke and get it high up and get it turn over and then flex out for a full flight. And this is my farthest flying disc by far. So right now, by far. So loving the Nukes. And then I also have just one water disc that I threw in there as well. So this is just, this one actually says floats in the water from Innova, so pretty cool. Now, last but not least, we got my 3 putting putters. I got a nice little putter pouch right here for one, and then I got 2 on the side that fit in. So with the 3 putters, I do have 22 discs total, and I think 12 of them right now are Goliath. So like I said, Goliath has some of the best discs out there, so you got to check out their store at least. And if you see something you want to try, whether it's from my bag or not, use code CQ10, covers shipping for you pretty much. But I putt with Covenants, and I got the SS, so super soft Covenant. Feels super nice. It is more of the base plastic, so it'll beat in a little quicker, but I honestly like that feel a little more. And to be honest, like, you're gonna beat in any putter, any disc when you're playing with it, so it's not like you can keep it, you know, pure and perfect forever. So I'm putting with Covenants. I'm loving them. Team Covenant all the way. If you are Team Waymaker, comment down below, but I am 1000% Team Covenant. Do a couple putts here at the basket behind me. 1 for 3, but I don't practice from sitting down very often. But that's gonna do it for my in the bag. Yeah, loving the new bag I just got from Dynamic Discs, the Combat Ranger. Got a super good deal on it with a bunch of gift cards. But I'm excited for this season. Comment down below on what you're excited for 2026, and thanks for watching.